Hello and welcome back to the AAA Race Show. I'm your host Austin Azeez, Women in Fire, coming to you from the Stag Studio. Now the show's going to look a little bit different this week. I got to go up to Peabody, Missouri to watch the SRX Superstar Racing Experience. It was a great race, so we're mainly going to be talking about that. I do have the winners from all the other series and a couple highlights, but we're mostly going to be talking about SRX. So let's get into it. Now, like I said before, SRX was in Peabody, Missouri, and I was able to go up there. It's Ken Schrader's track. If you don't know who that is, he raced NASCAR a lot. One of his more recognizable cars is the M&M's number 36 car. And let me just start with the track. It is a great track. The racing on it is phenomenal. It has at least like 15 foot of banking. It is so banked. We walked in after we got our tickets, and I looked at it, and I was like, so is the track like built way down? And then I walked up closer, and I realized that the track is so banked, the infield is like in the middle, like way down deep into the middle of the track. So it was pretty crazy. Got to see the SRX cars. They were able to run really good. They were able to do some really good passing. They beat up their cars pretty good, though. And I also got to see Ken Schrader race. They also had some modifieds that went on after the SRX race completed. And that was a really good race. Those cars were flying around that track. They're going a lot faster than those SRX cars, of course not being stock cars. But, I mean, they were running 4 wide coming off of the corners. So if you haven't been down to Peabody or Ken Schrader's track, you really need to head down there. The racing is great. SRX put on a great show. It's my first SRX race, and I was super excited to see all those people that I maybe didn't get to see whenever they were racing, get to see them battle each other. So the racing in the SRX race, though, was really good. Ken Schrader said that he could tell that they didn't own their own cars because he always raced with people that own their own cars. And the SRX guys did not care what happened to them because they didn't have to pay for any of it. They were running each other over. I mean, before he won, he won, Paul Tracy has already destroyed the downforce on the car, and the rear spoiler is taped down. He gets hit in the left. He gets hit and is all banged up. The spoiler's still there. And Ryan Newman is very upset because he hit Ryan Newman, and then they came together, and then Paul Tracy also got a little bit of damage from the wreck. Well, Ryan Newman pulls out and clips the right rear and knocks the spoiler stand off. This was the spoiler, knocks that off. So they have to end up taping it down, and he just loses downforce. And that's not even the only car to do it. There were 2 or 3 other cars that had to have their spoilers fixed because of racing so hard. But like I said, I said Ken Schrader, he knew that these guys didn't own their own cars. I was watching, and his car was the only car after the end of Heat 1, Heat 2, and the feature that had nothing on it. Everyone had tire donuts, at least some tape, something wrong with it. A lot of cars didn't have their hoods anymore, but not Ken Schrader's. His car could have gone off and went straight to the track and been completely fine. That thing was in pristine condition, just a little bit dirty. As we do get to the feature, it's Tony Stewart who makes a great run in Heat 2, starting second to last, passing every single car, and he gets to start on the pole. Ken Schrader is on his outside, and Tony Stewart is fast. Like we saw last year, Tony Stewart winning a lot of these dirt races. It is his series. I mean, he is going to win a lot of these races just because it's all he does anymore. So Tony Stewart leads every lap to about lap 25. We get a fun flag. We get a couple more cautions. Matt Kenseth just completely destroys the back of his car. Ryan Newman, he makes a great save. I don't know if it was a save. It was more of a car hit him and turned him back straight. He spun out. He was spinning, and then a car drove right back into him and straightened him right back out. You could call that a save. It was pretty cool, though. So, anyways, Tony Stewart, they gave them I don't know, 10 tries. It was 10 tries to get past Tony Stewart on restarts. You know how Bobby Labonte said he was nervous because they had a restart? Because he didn't want anyone to get by him? Well, Tony Stewart had to deal with that 10 times in a row. He was running that high line. He'd get a great launch on those restarts. Those cars were super loud. And Tony Stewart is able to lead every single lap and win, like Bobby Labonte did. We're starting to see a trend here. I don't know if, I think Marco Andretti will get the next win. I think Marco, yeah. He's been running really good the last couple of times. He's definitely up there in the points, even though he hasn't won a race. But yeah, I think Marco Andretti gets the season finale win. So I also got a chance to go up to Dallas County on Friday for their Summer Sizzler. And it was a pretty great race. We saw all the cars there, street stocks, modifieds, pure stocks, and they were duking it out pretty hard. It looked like the low line was a little better, but there were a lot of cars there. We got to park out on the wild side and just a blast. You really need to go out to Dallas County. It's up in Urbana by Buffalo. Great racing. It's a bull ring, so just head on up to Dallas County. So, congratulations to Tony Stewart on the big SRX win, and it was a great race up there in Pevely. Well, like I said, I didn't get to watch all those races because I was up in Pevely watching the SRX race, but I did get the race winners here, so let's go over those. In Xfinity Series, it was Justin Allgaier. In the Cup Series, it was Christopher Bell. In the IMSA, they went over to Lime Park, and it was a really cool racetrack. I like that place. But the Porsche number 9, the 911 car, that is just a super cool car. I love it. The 911 is really cool. But anyways, he was able to win the race there. And then in IndyCar in Toronto, Toronto, Canada, Scott Dixon gets by Colton Herta early in the race and stays there all day. He's able to tie Mario Andretti for the second most wins in IndyCar. If he gets one more win, he'll be second for all time in IndyCar. That is pretty crazy. I mean, just imagine someone winning more than Pearson. That would just be, it would blow everyone's minds. So that was what was going on this week. I hope everyone watched all those races, had a great time. Tune in next time on AAA Race Show because we will be talking about all those races. And yeah, those were your winners, so congratulations to all of them. That's right, folks, it's time to get excited. Get Excited is brought to you by Top Limb Tree Trimming. If you need a trim, call Top Limb at 417-880-7867. Toby Sherrill and the crew will come out there and take care of all your tree trimming needs. So if you need a trim, call Top Limb. The NASCAR Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and Cup Series will all be at the Tricky Triangle, duking it out in Pocono. And we also have the IndyCar Series, which will be in Newton, Iowa. Formula One will be in France. And SRX, their season finale, I thought Marco Andretti will win it, but that'll be over at Sharon Speedway. And our local races, let's start out with them in a row. We'll start with Wednesday. This is a little something we haven't seen in a while. Lucas Oil Speedway will be having their midweek madness Wednesday night. Go up there, watch that. It's going to be a great show. On Friday, Dallas County will be having their Bullring Cup. On Saturday, Springfield Raceway will be having their regular races, and Twister Alley Raceway will be having their Summer Sizzler.
Sizzle, sizzle,
That's right, it is going to be a hot one. So, as always, head on over to ORP TV. Mr. Craig Stagner will tell you all you need to know about the local races coming up next week and the rainouts. So don't think we're going to see any rain. It's going to be a hot week. And I think that about does it for our show this week. So, everyone, thank you so much for your support. Please make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. And I'm Austin Azeez, Wheelman for Hire, coming to you from the Stag Studio. And remember, this show is sponsored by whatever Mom's making for dinner. Have a great rest of your week.
I gotta drive over the fool in front of me, man, to win, that's just racing.